I was expecting another chord. Good morning, good morning, good morning, everyone. How are you this fine morning? Welcome to Calgary Unitarians, the home of a Unitarian Universalist congregation in Calgary, a place where a liberal voice is incredibly needed these days. My name is the Reverend Samaya Oakley. My pronouns are she and hers, and I'm honored to serve you as your minister. Whether this is your first time here or your 100th, you are a part of what makes this gathering possible. This is a community where we grow in wisdom by learning from one another across generations. We seek to act for a just and sustainable world with care, courage, and a shared purpose. This is a little different service today because it is a very ritualistic service. We are installing our new board of trustees, as well as we are engaging in an eldering ceremony, a practice that this congregation had for many years that we are bringing to life again in a new way. So we gather this morning on the traditional lands of the Niitsitapi people, the Siksika, the Piikani, and the Kainai First Nations, the Ayahoda, Nakota, Wasabi First Nations, including the Chiniki, the Bearspaw, and the Goodstoney Nations, and the Tsuut'ina Nation. This land is also the homeland of the Métis Otipemisiwak Districts 5 and 6. To name this land is to remember that we live within relationships that stretch across generations and time. It invites us to listen for wisdom from those who have gone before and to live with humility and to care for the present and to help prepare the ways for those who come after us. On this fourth Sunday of the month, many of us are wearing our orange shirts. I've got an orange stole as an ongoing practice of remembrance and commitment to reconciliation. We honor the children who did not come home from residential schools. We affirm that every child matters and remember that repair and right relationship take time, courage, and community. As we gather today to reflect on wisdom, learning, and preparing the way for those who come after us, we are grounded in our shared mission, which is guided by our Unitarian Universalist principles and sources. We grow in wisdom, and we act for a just and sustainable world. And there's one more that's missing. What is it? Welcome and deepen relationships. Thank you. I knew I was missing something there. Just didn't feel right. So bring all that you carry, your hopes, your questions, and your quiet truths. Come, let us worship together, and let us begin that by singing our opening hymn 1020, Wayaya.
Hello, everybody. My name is Brandis Purcell, and I'm here as a crone, or a hag. Yes, let's take that word back. Or an elder in this community. My pronouns are she and her and hers. And I'd like to tell you just in one sentence why I'm here. I'm here because I love you and because you love me. Right. Just as I am.
Yes.
So anyway, I'm going to do the chalice lighting now, and so Reverend Samaya is going to actually do it. We light this chalice as a symbol of the flame that we carry together. In every generation, communities are shaped by those who are willing to take up the work of care and leadership for a time, and then pass it forward with trust. As we gather in passing the torch, may this light remind us that leadership is not held alone, but shared among us, so that our life together may continue to grow in wisdom, courage, and love.
Rachel is has just finished 3 weeks of Our Whole Lives facilitator teacher training so that we can begin the sexuality program that we are hoping to run in the fall for our kindergarten grade 1 students and our young adults. So if you know anybody in the 18 to 35 age bracket, you'll want to tell them about the Our Whole Lives program. And today is a day where we are doing our board installation during the time for all ages. We do this during this time because we think it's important for people of all ages to understand how leadership works in our congregation. This is a ceremonial passing of leadership, a transition of responsibilities, commitments, and care that sustain the life of this congregation. As we honor those who are concluding their service, we are also marking the beginning of those who are joining and will take up this shared work of governance and discernment, which in itself is a spiritual practice. Today, in this service of passing the torch, we pause to honor those who have carried leadership on behalf of this community over the last year, a year in which we have asked ourselves this question: what will we do together? So, not all of our board members were able to make it, and we will hold them in our spirit and in our hearts. But with that, I would invite the board members who served us so faithfully in 25-26 to please come forward. And with that, we name Jocelyn Keith Asante, who is unable to be with us, Sophie Sapergia, Marcia Epstein. Always learning and getting it wrong. Come forward and please stand in front. Eric Levitt and Lilius Cowper, who was unable to be with us. This was the board. It's a small board. And they were the board that helped guide us through the year of asking this question of what will we do together. In their service, they have held visioning, discernment, care, and faithful attention to the life of this congregation. Trust me when I say that they have wrestled with budgets and big questions. They've held complexity with compassion and supporting us in imagining what shared life and a shared purpose can look like in changing times. Leadership itself is one of the ways we learn what it means to answer the questions together. It is expressed through service, listening, deep listening, courage, accountability, and love. And today we honor those who have offered that nourishment so generously who have helped this community practice what it means to do life together. Sophie, who now moves off the board, possibly into a well-earned nap, has served with grace and humor, wisdom, and integrity. Leadership has its seasons, and today we honor this ending with gratitude. So let us share a litany of thanks. And you all have a role in this. And board members, I want you to hear what the congregation has in its heart as an expression of gratitude for you. But you have to practice something. You have to say, for this we thank you. Can you do that with me? For this we thank you. And with that much courage and tenderness that I just heard, let us begin this litany. Board members, you've served us with compassion, clarity, and patience.
For this we thank you.
You've spoken up, listened deeply, and supported one another.
For this we thank you.
You've labored behind the scenes, budgeting, doing the stewardship, planning, troubleshooting, herding cats.
For this we thank you.
You've helped this congregation imagine what we can do together.
For this we thank you.
You've offered your time, your energy, and spirit to nurture this community's life.
For this we thank you.
And I'm going to give Sophie this mic.
I am grateful for the chance to serve and to let go. May this be your reminder that saying yes to serving in other ways matters. May new ways of being nourished by this community unfold. For this, I thank you.
For this we thank you.
Thank you, Sophie, and you can take your seat now. Lilius and Jocelyn are here. Marcia and Eric are here. Let's welcome two other incoming board members. Rob Weaver. And Rhea Rosevold, who is attending with us online, and I'm not sure we can get her picture up on the screen because I forgot to ask the AV people to do that. and Rebecca's going, no. But we are holding Rhea there as well. So as one season of leadership comes to a close, another begins, and we are beginning to move into the year ahead. We are thinking about turning into a new guiding question for us in our coming year. How will we nourish one another? In every generation, communities endure because people are willing to carry the torch for a time, to tend the flame, to protect it, to pass it forward, so that others may be sustained by its light. Right now, in front of you, I'm inviting you to know this. For those of you who are moving into leadership, know that it is a sacred act of service and courage. You are entrusted to help guide this congregation with love, with clarity and humility and hope, and to attend to only what we can do together, but also how we can care for one another along the way. Incoming Board of Trustees, do you promise to serve with honesty, care, and integrity, to offer your unique gifts in service of this congregation, to honor our bylaws and your fiduciary responsibilities, to help this community discern not only what we will do together, but how we will nourish each other in all that we do? If so, please say, I do so promise, board members.
I do so promise.
I charge you to lead with wisdom, to listen with compassion, to serve with humility, and to help this community become a place where all may be nourished in body, mind, and spirit. Now, members and friends of Calgary Unitarians, will you support these leaders? Raise concerns kindly and honestly. Share in the work of this congregation and honor the gifts of those who serve. If so, please say, "I do so promise."
I do so promise.
Then let us continue to journey together, passing the torch from generation of one leadership to the next, tending the flame of this community with courage, joy, and love. Please welcome your board with gratitude and encouragement. And you can take your seats now, and where's Rachel? Who is, there you are. Rachel is going to take the light of the children's chalice light and bring it downstairs as we sing Circles of Love.
My name is Carl Svoboda, and I'm an elder in this community. I use the male pronouns I was assigned at birth, and I belong to this community because I was, first of all, attracted by the encouragement to find your own personal search for truth and meaning. I had always done that, really, but here I can do it with the open encouragement of all my compatriots. And particularly, I'm here because of the people who continue to be a source of inspiration to me. A good example to help me get up off the couch and do something to make the world a better place. The purpose of the church is to encourage all who gather here to grow more generous in spirit and in action. This is the great end of all the world's faith traditions, to bringing human beings closer to the divine by acts of creation and compassion. We now take an offering that allows us to exercise that all-important generosity of spirit, an offering that will support this self-supporting church and its many programs. As an expression of our commitment to the exploration of the gift of generosity, our 4 others recipient this month is the Calgary Climate Hub. The Climate Hub is a local volunteer-led organization whose mission is to educate and empower Calgarians to become climate-active citizens. The Hub engages and leads on political and community organizing through readings, city council presentations, public demonstrations, and other activities. If this is where you'd like to direct your offering, please indicate 4 others in the memo line of the envelope or in your e-transfer. After the basket has passed, please come forward to light a candle at either one of our sconces at the side, or drop a pebble in our communal water in honor of a joy or sorrow you're carrying in your heart. The gifts of the congregation will now be most gratefully received. If you're a guest this morning or a first-time visitor, we are grateful for your presence this morning, so feel free to pass the basket by.
In sharing our joys and our sorrows, we practice what it means to live as a community across time. Learning from those who have gone before us, accompanying one another through the present, and making space for those who will come after. Not a courage that stands apart, but one sustained in relationship and shared life. Our stories, both spoken and unspoken, are threads of a wider tapestry of shared life. In naming what we carry, we allow ourselves to be known, and we make it possible to hold one another with care. After I light each candle, I invite you to join with me in saying the words, "We hold this with you." So let's practice. We hold this with you. Let us first lift up those whose hearts are light with joy, joys found in family and friendship and lengthening light of a season here in Calgary. Those moments of laughter, quiet celebration, and connection. We hold the joys that arrive quietly and unexpectedly. The delight of new music offered by one of our own, Marcia, at yesterday's Calgary Renaissance Singers and Players concert. It was a beautiful concert and a beautiful piece of music. And we also hold gratitude in our hearts for hearing that we've raised just over $1,600 in our service auction, with a very heartfelt thanks to January for her hard work in making that happen. Whatever is bringing you gladness, we honor it now. We hold this with you. We also hold those whose hearts feel heavy, grief, illness, loneliness, financial strain, addiction, and the quiet weight of uncertainty in a changing world. We hold those recovering from illness or preparing for surgery. We hold what is spoken here aloud and held in the silence of our hearts together. Whatever you carry in your heart, you are not alone. We also light a candle for our world and its many urgencies, especially the work of climate justice and intergenerational responsibility. Across the globe, communities are asking what it means to live today in ways that honor those who came before us, and to make possible a livable future for those who will come after. May this flame draw us into deeper wisdom, steadfast courage, and longer love for the future we are holding and shaping together. You learn well. Last week, I just want to acknowledge that we lit candles for Heather Walker, who lost her mother, and Brett, who celebrated 4 years clean and sober. If you would like to sign a card for them, Geraldine has got cards in Wickenden for you to sign after the service. As we enter this time of reflection, we do so as a people of covenant, held not by belief alone, but by relationship, responsibility, shared life. We are bound together across time by those who have gone before us, whose lives and commitments shape this community that we inherit, by those who are here beside us now, sharing this breath, this moment, and by those who will come after us, whose lives will be shaped by what we choose, protect, and make possible today. In this way, we are never only ourselves, We are part of an unfolding web of interdependence, life within life, story within story, generation within generation. Our tradition names this beloved community, not a fixed place we arrive at, but a living practice of becoming together across difference, across time. And so in this moment, we are invited into a gentle practice of release, to loosen our grip on certainty, to loosen our need to hold outcomes tightly in place, to loosen what keeps us from trusting the unfolding of shared life. Not to let go of care, though, to let go of control, so that we might become more available to one another, more open to wisdom that is shared than held individually, more willing to trust that leadership, like life, is something that we carry across time. For we are about to enter into a ritual of passing the torch, a moment in which we honor those who have helped guide this community in recent seasons. And we name the ongoing work of leadership, not as possession, but as participation in something larger than any one person or any one moment. A practice of service that changes. It changes shape over time, and yet it never seems to cease. So we rest here in a moment in that wider belonging, held by memory, held by presence, held by what is still becoming among us. We loosen what we carry alone, and we allow ourselves to be held in what we share. We'll enter 2 minutes of silence together and come out of that silence by singing Loosen, Loosen. I love that song by Allie Halpert. You'll often find me singing it as I'm out on my walks. You know, when we speak about aging in our wider culture, we often do so in very narrow and diminished ways. We talk about decline, retirement, moving aside, becoming less relevant, as though the story of a human life moves inevitably from contribution towards invisibility. Many wisdom traditions, especially many indigenous teachings, offer a very different understanding. They remind us that to grow older is not simply to accumulate years, it is to become someone shaped by time, by loss, by love, by responsibility, and by memory. It is to become someone who carries something worth offering. So when we speak of eldering, we are not speaking only about age. We are speaking about a vocation. Eldering is not something that happens to us. It is something that we choose to participate in. It is a way of being in community that asks, what have I learned that I might serve others? What stories do I carry that might help a community remember itself? What steadfastness might I offer in a time of change? Recently, I found myself thinking about this in a very ordinary setting. One of those professional development trainings where you sit at tables with people that you've never met, trying to both look competent and casually unconcerned about whether you're in the right spot or not, whether you've turned to the right page in the manual. You know what I'm talking about. It was a group of about 60-some people, and at some point, I realized something that was really kind of unsettling for me. I found out that I was one of the people in the room with the most experience and the longest tenure. It didn't really occur to me until several of us in the room started to ask questions that prodded the facilitators to go deeper, because we knew there was more to be said. And I realized in that moment that I had some choices. One choice was to lean into it, to straighten my posture and begin sentences with, well, in my extensive experience, accidentally becoming that person that nobody chooses for group work. Another was to quietly critique everything and mentally redesign the whole workshop in real time, which is a spiritual gift in and of itself. And I have found over time it's usually not the most helpful one. Instead, what I did was I consciously chose something else, to enter into beginner's mind. I asked myself, what else might I still have to learn here? Who am I in this group? And how do I want to show up with people I don't yet know? It was a small moment, and it felt a little bit like an eldering practice. Not because I was the elder in any formal sense, but because I became aware of my own influence, my assumptions, and my responsibility in shared space. And also because I was actively not trying to become the person that says, well, when I started doing this in 1998, I know it scares me when I say that. Eldering, I realized, can begin right there, in the pause between what I know and what I might yet learn, in the choice to stay curious rather than certain, in the willingness to be shaped by the room I'm in, and even when I have been in those rooms many times before. Parker Palmer writes about living at the brink of everything, the threshold where we are continually asked to live with paradox, uncertainty, and openness. Eldering lives right there, not above community, but within it. And so we might ask, what does it mean to lead with wisdom? To learn from those who have gone before us? to prepare the way for those who will come after, without holding on too tightly and without letting go too soon. In many Indigenous traditions, elders are understood as story keepers. They carry memory, not as something fixed, but as something living. Language, ceremony, survival, grief, joy. They all help a people remember who they are. So elders are not those who are finished learning. They are those who have learned how to keep learning. They are not separate from community. They are woven into it, helping hold what matters across time. And so what does eldering mean? It means becoming someone who can hold both memory and curiosity at the same time. Someone who says, I have seen things before, and I still can be surprised. Someone who can stay in relationship within a community, not by directing its every movement, but by accompanying it as it grows. And so as we begin to prepare to enter into music, I want to invite us into a concept of widening, because the anthem we're about to hear is called Draw the Circle Wide. And that is in many ways what eldering asks of us, to draw the circle wide enough to honor those who have gone before us, to draw it wide enough to receive what is still being learned, and to draw it wide enough to make space for those who will come after. So let us move into that music now, still becoming and learning how to belong with one another. one of the things I think is most important in our society today is we have lost rites of passage rituals. And in our tradition, we turn to those who have come before us and our elected leaders to lead us in those rituals. And today, Brandis and Carl will lead us in our eldering ceremony.
Today we gather to honor sacred tradition within the community life, our community life, the movement into elderhood. Not everyone who grows older becomes an elder. Eldering is not simply about age, it's a practice of intention and attention, a commitment to wisdom, generosity, memory, and relationship. In a culture that often prizes speed, productivity, and novelty, eldering calls us towards something different: depth, perception, perspective, companionship, and care for what will outlast us.
In healthy communities, elders are not set apart because they are finished, but because they continue to serve the whole in distinct ways. Elders remind us where we have come from. They help us to discern where we are going. They steady communities during times of uncertainty. They encourage younger generations while remaining open to learning themselves. Today, we welcome several members of this congregation into this evolving role of elderhood.
We'd like to call forward the new elders. Is that an oxymoron? Emerging elders. Thanks. I invite those being recognized today as elders in this community to come forward as your names are called. Elfrida. You can just stand at the bottom there, yeah. Heather. Jean. No? Catherine. Loretta. Lynn. Marcia. Mitch. OJ. And Pamela.
And I invite those already recognized as elders in this congregation to stand as witnesses, companions, and fellow travelers on this journey. Okay.
Life teaches us many things over time. We learn that strength and vulnerability can coexist, that grief and gratitude often arrive together, that certainty matters less than compassion, that listening may matter more than being right. Eldering is not a withdrawal from life, it's a deeper entrance into it, a willingness to keep on becoming more spacious, more tender, more courageous, and more fully human.
As elders within this community, you are invited into a particular vocation among us. You are called to help carry memory and story, to remind us of the values and commitments that ground this congregation, to accompany others through times of transition and uncertainty, to offer wisdom without dominion, guidance without control, and experience without closing yourselves to new learning.
You are called to nurture relationships across generations, to encourage those who come after you, to remain curious about the changing world, to help this community grow not only older, but wiser, and to continue becoming yourselves. And I'd like to invite those elders in the congregation who are standing to sit if you are ready to sit. And we have some questions for the new elders now.
Will you accept this calling with humility, compassion, openness, and hope?
We will. Please join together in speaking these words, all new elders and old, if you remember them old. With open
Hearts and listening spirits, we offer ourselves to this community as elders and companions. We will share our stories honestly. We will encourage rather than diminish. We will help carry memory while making room for new possibilities. We will seek wisdom, practice compassion, and remain teachable all our days.
I now invite the congregation to rise in body or spirit and say aloud the words that appear on the screen and in your order of service.
Except for the new elders. And so now we are going to give you a little gift. And we'd like to give you the gift in the order that you were called up. And so in this bag, there are some stones. And stones are pretty symbolic, I guess, of being an elder. They're enduring. And so in this bag are many different kinds of stones. And some of them are already drilled, so there's a hole in them, you can put them around your neck or whatever. And some are not. But what I'd like each elder to do is to put your hand in, and I think you'll go first, Elfreda. And put your hand in, I'll hold the bag up for you. And feel, take your time, and feel the stones. Everybody feel them, and the one that is meant for you will jump into your hand. Okay, and who was next? Heather? Feel them all. And if you want an exciting day trip out somewhere, go to Green's Lapidary. And they will drill your stone for you for $10. And you can wear it around your neck if it doesn't already have a hole in it. So, may you continue to grow in wisdom and compassion.
May your life remain rooted in love and open to becoming.
Good. And let's all welcome our new elders. Crone, and you may be seated.
So we have asked what it means to lead with wisdom, to learn from those who have gone before us, and to prepare the ways for those yet to come. Eldering is one way communities answer that question, not by holding all wisdom in one place, but by weaving it gently across generations, relationships, and time. In every congregation, elders help to hold the long view, remembering where we have come from, offering steadiness in seasons of change, and making room for what is just beginning to emerge. Eldering shows up in three ways. We learn from those who have gone before, who carry memory and story and help us to remember who we are and how we have been held. We lead with wisdom, offering perspective shaped by time, not to direct others, instead to offer support, care-filled discernment. And they prepare the way for those to come after, making space for new leadership, new ideas, and new life to take root. They are not outside of this community, they are held within it, still learning, still changing, still shaped by the wisdom of others. Wisdom moves gently in many directions. So when we ask, what will we do together, eldering helps create the conditions for answers to emerge, helping us to slow down enough to listen, to remember what matters, and to make space for what is beginning. It is in this way that eldering is one of the ways in which we begin to nourish one another, not by holding the community in place, but by helping it become more fully itself. A community where wisdom is shared with care, memory is held gently, and life woven across time. Let us rise, embody our spirit, and sing our closing hymn 1064, Blue Boat Home, a favorite among many UUs, Unitarian Universalists. We do like to sing here, don't we? As we go from this place, may we carry what we have received not as something to hold alone, but as something to share across time. May the wisdom of those who have gone before us steady our steps. May the courage of those who walk along beside us strengthen our resolve. And may the lives that we are helping to shape be held with care and intention. As we return to the world, may we remember this simple truth. You are a blessing in this world. Your presence, your care, your becoming. What we have tended together here does not end as we leave this space. It moves with us, quietly, faithfully, into the days ahead. Go in peace and wisdom and in shared belonging. Amen. Namaste. May it ever be so.
We extinguish this flame, trusting that what it has illuminated does not go out. In this time of passing the torch, may the light we have shared continue in the ways that we nourish one another, through courage, attention, and love. Though the flame is no longer visible here, may its warmth remain with us until we are together again. And now we take our leave. Before we gather here again, may each of us bring happiness into another person's life. May we each be surprised by the gifts that surround us. And may each of us be enlivened by constant curiosity. And may we remain together in spirit until the hour that we meet again. I would like to invite you to, as Reverend Samaya blows out the flames, to capture some of them and put them in your heart and hold them there. Right after the postlude, please join us in the chancel for a congregational photo, which we will use for our ongoing publicity and storytelling about life here at the Calgary Unitarians. It's a chance to gather one more time, smiling, squinting, and slightly rearranging ourselves until everyone is in the frame. Next Sunday, we'll be pleased to welcome Dr. Harjit Singh, current chair of the Calgary Interfaith Council, who will speak on the spiritual foundations of Sikhism. Following the service, there will be a congregational conversation at noon, an opportunity to continue learning and reflecting together. And now, before we fully move into the postlude, please take a moment to wave to those joining us on Zoom or YouTube. Hi. For those here in...
Can I make an announcement? Rachel has some keys that were abandoned downstairs, so check.
Oh, thank you, Heather.
Could you say that just in the microphone?
Rachel has some keys that were abandoned downstairs, so check your purses and pockets to make sure you've got your keys. For those here in person, please join us for coffee and conversation in Wickenden. That's through 3 sets of doors. Many thanks to our volunteers who bake the nibblies, set up candles, set up tables, wrangle the tech booth, greet visitors, and help with kitchen cleanup. You know who you are, and so does the dishwasher. I never ever thought that a sermon or a service at Calgary Unitarians could ever end with the word dishwasher. There you go.